Hey guys, Grubby here again with another one-stop guide, and I'd like to tell you what you can expect in this guide. I'm going to discuss various different talent trees that I think are viable for Zagara, explain why some talents are better than others, what Zagara's role is in team battles, the different ways to play her. I'm going to give you some general tips and tricks, and I'm going to top it off with a demonstration game in Hero League with Zagara. So, without further ado, I'd like to show you how Zagara works in the shop. Alright, here's Zagara's abilities, right? This is her combat trait, Creep Tumor. She can put down creep tumors for a 20% movement speed increase and an additional health increase as well. Her three basic abilities are Baneling Barrage, Hunter Killer and Infested Drop. And I'd like to show you them in the... there we are with Zagara. We're gonna go turn on Toggle Minions. Doesn't really matter what I pick right now, so I'm just gonna pick one. First I'm gonna show you Creep Tumor. You've got 3 Creep Tumors that you can place, which are on pretty rapid cooldown. You've got Banelings. The range is, as you can see, it's quite a long range. You can upgrade it to double the range, but this doesn't increase any extra damage. So it's not one of my favorite talents. If you want to get the most out of damaging a minion wave with Banelings, do it as follows. Go in the middle of the minion wave and hit the Banelings like that. Every of the minions will get hurt. Additionally, you can also put down some roach drops first so that you don't take the face damage, but it was just to demonstrate. Dropping an infested drop will spawn 2 roachlings at location, and it does AoE damage as well, area of effect. Quite a respectable damage, which scales up pretty well as the game goes on. Finally, you can put a Hunter Killer. You can see the range there. This is a Hydralisk if you've ever played StarCraft, and it does pretty high single target damage, but when the enemy goes away or dies, the Hydra, the Hunter Killer, disappears and will not be attacking any additional targets. Finally, Zagara's ultimate abilities, or heroic abilities. At level 10 she can choose Nidus Network or Devouring Maw. Nidus Network is a really cool ability that allows you to rapidly teleport across the map, going through the worms, entering one place and exiting at another. I will not be discussing Nidus Worm too much, as while you can do some really cool split push builds with Zagara, it's not what I think makes Zagara the very strongest, as I think Devouring Maw is a game making heroic ability and all my builds do include Devouring Maw. Feel free to experiment with Nidus Worm, and I'm sure you can win a lot of games with that. It can really give the opponents a headache, but it's not the one that I'll be showing you. So I'll just show you Devouring Maw. Enemies will be drawn inside, get an initial burst damage and additional damage over time. They'll be taken out of combat for a while. The cool thing about Devouring Maw is also that it doesn't pause enemy channels' heroic abilities. By this I mean Metamorphosis from Illidan, Diablo's Lightning Breath, Archon from Tassadar. These will continue to time out, so effectively removing some of their power spike if you catch them in after they activate their heroic ability. Alright, this was in the try mode. I'd like to show you the presentation that I've ready.
How may I assist you?
One sec. Alright, this is my one-stop Zagara guide. I'm going to try to go through this relatively quickly. You can always look back if you want. I want to try and keep the intro a bit shorter, even though I made a lot of material. Alright, this is Zagara's abilities, you've seen it. There's her heroic abilities, feel free to take a screenshot or pause or anything. Now, Zagara's power spikes. Obviously, every hero in Heroes of the Storm gets a new talent at level 4, well at level 1, at level 4, 7, 10, 13, 16 and 20. But which ones are most relevant to define Zagara's playstyle? Well, I think that at level 4 and at level 10 you get the biggest advantages, even though of course each one is important. At level 1 to 3 I suggest you play carefully. Zagara does have a lot of spells already to bully away enemies, like putting a Hydralisk on an enemy hero to make them run, but she doesn't have the big range yet that you can get at level 4. So play it carefully, place your creep tumors around, start doing the information gathering, but be aware that if you're solo in a lane, several people may try and come and gank you, assassinate you early, and will potentially give your team a hero disadvantage. And Zagara is supposed to be really strong in lane, so once you have a network of creep around you, you can easily spot for enemy gankers. But right at the beginning, if you go into the enemy bush to place a creep tumor, sure, it's going to be a really useful tumor, but it may not exactly be safe. So play it cool until level 3. At level 4, you can upgrade the talent to get extra basic attack range. You can start bullying enemies more. At level 7, get an extra power spike with your rapid incubation or battle momentum. We'll get to this again later. Finally, at level 10, with your ultimate, you start really making or breaking the game, the team fights with your ultimate ability. You get extra strength spikes at 13 and 16, but they don't really change your playstyle, nor have too much of a different impact as the level 10 and the level 4 do. At level 20, you get your first escape if you haven't chosen the Nidus Worm with Bolt of the Storm. Alright, a little bit of trivia for those people that like it. Zagara has an ability called Demolitionist, and she's one of the most popular heroes to pick Demolitionist on. It's a little bit situational when you can use it, but I wanted to tell you something about it you may not already know. At level 4, Zagara can take an ability called Medusa Blades. It allows her basic attack to split off to 3 nearby enemies for 25% of the damage. Say for instance Zagara has 100 base damage. She can split off 3 damage, 3 targets for 25 damage, which is a quarter of 100. Demolitionist adds 10% of the basic attack damage. So if you do 100 damage, you can expect you'll do 110 damage to buildings. Your split off damage, which is 25, you would expect another 10% application on there, becoming 27 damage. But actually, she gets the 10% bonus damage off of her main basic attack damage. So, another 10. So instead of what you would think maybe 27 siege damage, she'll get 35. And at level 20, she'll get 73 instead of 57. It's not incredibly impactful because only the walls and the towers and the gate are close enough in proximity to actually hit multiple buildings. The tower in the middle of a town hall and the middle of a keep isn't close enough to the keep to actually make that damage stack. But it can be something nice if you want to rapidly push an enemy wall at level 4 and you want to take Medusa Blades, which by the way I think is a really cool talent, but not one that we usually see at pro level, nor after my testing have I found it to be as useful as Envenomed Spines. But cool theory, isn't it? Another cool tip. There are a few locations on different maps where you can place a creep tumor in a bush against the edge of the terrain and it doesn't actually start spreading creep. Here's a location on Haunted Mines. Watch your enemies trying to gank you from a bush location that they do not know you already have vision of. Can you find any more locations? Here are some general tips for Zagara. I think Zagara's first pick material on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Tomb of the Spider Queen was described as a knife fight in a small alley. So having vision of the 2 places where you can turn in your gems will give a massive advantage to your team, as you can continually interrupt them. There's a very short roaming distance between different lanes, so try to use creep tumors there to your advantage. Zagara's early game play is lane bullying, self-sufficiency and push power. She's very self-sufficient and she can put a lot of pressure on the enemy. Try to use that. Sometimes you want to play as a creep tumor while the whole allied team is retreating, or you want to foray into enemy territory because it'd be so useful to have vision there. It's not worth dying over, so don't do it. Use rapid incubation at the ideal time when you have to stand still anyway. Use it over creep tumors and while capping mercenary camps. You will gain extra life during that time. You can also use it to deny yourself from dying when you're taking lethal poison damage, like from Envenom or people with poison damage or damage over time. As I already mentioned, when people get Void Prisoned, their heroics get timed. Metamorphosis takes 18 seconds and you will get the full 18 seconds out of it. But Devouring Maul steals those seconds, and will never give it back. Mutalisk or Grooved Spines. We'll get back to this later in the talent trees, but people ask me sometimes, when do you take Mutalisk? They increase in value against cloaked heroes because the duration of Mutalisk is longer, so try to use that. When you push by yourself, use Creep Tumors to lay a highway. Well, you can see it. Reconstitution maths. I know you guys like maths. Here we go. Regenerating from almost dead to full life will take roughly 500 seconds. If you're standing on creep, you can cut that by more than half. It will take only about 220 seconds. If you take the level 1 talent for extra bonus regen on creep, it will only take about 100 seconds, so it's quite significant. But even then, it's still only 0.8% of your total health per second. So if you compare it to a heal ward, which is 2%, well, I mean, you can stack it. You can stand on creep and have a heal ward. But this is a little bit added bonus, but it's not enough if you need a full heal. Feel free to pause and look at these stats if you find it as interesting as I do. Alright, the conclusion is being on creep doubles regen. Being on reconstitution creep doubles that regen, and actually quintuples it, because it's all rough, from your basic non-creep regen. And this is how long it takes to regenerate from 0 to full, with various circumstances. Alright, here's the first talent tree. This is what you were waiting for. This is the self-sustaining team fighting Zagara. I don't have any special names for them, because I have quite a lot of different variations. This is one of the most common builds that you'll see, both at pro level and in solo queue. You take the extra regeneration at level 1 to keep yourself out on combat, out on the map for longer. And that's the same reason you take rapid incubation, which allows you to heal mana and HP and never have to portal home. And this will help you to put out more creep tumors, to win more 1v1s, and to always be ready for team fights. And Venom Spines gives you extra range. I'm a huge fan of extra range, and I would almost never give it up. It also gives you extra damage. The other talents are all focused on maximizing single target damage, and finally giving you an escape. This is almost the de facto Zagara build that you'd want to be going to, but there's some variations. Let's go through them quickly, and then finally choose one which we will use in Hero League. This is the greedy team fighter Zagara. It's the same as the other one, but instead of taking something that heals us now and then, we take something that allows us to maximize the amount of Hydralisks, Roaches, and Banelings that we will produce and throw at the enemy to kill them even quicker. Battle momentum. And as an added benefit, it resets our heroic ability quicker. So, as long as you have someone maybe to give you mana like Malfurion, or someone to keep healing you, and if you use your mana conservatively in the early laning phase, you can always add extra oomph to your team fight. Here's a hybrid split build, split push and combat Zagara. It's mostly the same as the other one, but we're choosing Mutalisk here. Mutalisk is slightly better for siege push, but to be honest, that part really is interchangeable. The main part is corpse feeders. Demolitionist is really cool and it's good at pushing siege, but it may not always be possible to get that close to the enemy tower. For instance, you may be in a solo lane and the opponent has a Nova and Zeratul roaming, or you're against 2 people in a lane, but you still want to deplete their ammunition. You can throw roach pods near their towers without ever having to get near the towers by attacking them with Demolitionist. Demolitionist can be a wasted talent if you don't get the opportunity to get near the tower, but Corpse Feeders reduces the damage that your roachlings take from non-heroic sources. So dropping them on enemy towers or near enemy towers always helps to deplete their ammunition quicker and to set up for a follow-up push. And you almost give up no utility for team fights, as you still get all the standard talents for the most part. You just have a little bit less regeneration on creep. Here's the super push combat Zagara. Again, it's roughly the same as the one that we just saw, but if you get to attack the enemy towers with Demolitionist in between level 1 to 4, your team will probably win the game. For instance, you're playing on Haunted Mines and you're doing a 4-1 split. The enemy is doing a 1-4 split, which means one guy will be defending against your 4. They think they get the same benefit at the other lane, where they're pushing with 4 against your 1 defender. But there's no way to beat Zagara at this game. If she pushes with Demolitionist and only 1 defense, and she has 3 allies with her on Haunted Mines, you will kill the fort before the first mines opens. Envenom on Haunted Mines incidentally is also nice, because early game matters a lot and it's a bit of a snowball map. So if you can do a lot of burst damage with Envenom, several hundreds of damage, it's worth more than a little bit of extra range and poison damage that Envenom Spines gives. So you can consider that one. Then there's the Fighting and Vision Control Zagara. We've seen a lot of popularity increase of this build, where you give up the self-heal of Rapid Incubation or the greedy battle momentum, and then instead we go for Endless Creep. This allows creep to spread in a larger radius, and also the creep has more HP. If you link all the creep together, it gets really difficult for the opponent to find out exactly where is the creep tumor, and they may not be as effective at clearing it out. Even if they are, there's so much creep, so much vision, that it gives you both immense mobility and your team immense team vision. Again, this is not a stat that will be listed in the hero screen. So if you are a junkie for good statistics and like to brag about how much hero damage you have, don't take this one. But your team will thank you for it, and the enemy team will silently curse you with all that creep. Here are some of the maps that it may be better on or worse on. I don't like it on Haunted Mines, Spider Queen Tomb or Dragonshire, because they're relatively small maps, and a few well-placed tumors will already show the enemy's movement anyway. But it is very good on Sky Temple, Blackheart Bay or Cursed Hollow, because they're big winding maps where some of the creep may even exceed some of the movement blockers, like, you know, cliffs and forests. It may even go over it, and it's a big map, so it gives you a lot of extra movement and a lot of extra vision. Finally, this is just a sad build for the opponent. If your team is self-sufficient enough to carry enough damage, healing, what have you, by themselves, a self-sufficient team, not something like Murky Abathur Uther Brightwing, you know. A self-sufficient team. Good tank, good healer, good self-sufficient damage guys. You can go for Psychic Zagara. We don't even take the range damage talent at level 4. We omit it. And we go for Tumor Clutch. Removing the mana cost for creep, as well as reducing the cooldown. You can have so much creep, it will look like you are playing... well, it will look like there's 5 Zagaras. It will look like you're playing Zerg in StarCraft 2. There will be a lot of creep. But you're giving up some combat utility, so you will see everything, but you will need your allies to do something to people. That was it. Thanks for watching that one, and now we're going to go to the second part of the video, where I will choose one of the builds depending on the enemy team, my team, what I think will be best, what map it is. I'm going to put theory to practice. And we found a game. Alright. Let's see. Let's see if I will be given Zagara. That'll be nice. Hi. I hope I will get Zagara. I'm 4th pick. I'm not too confident with so many people picking before me, but that'll be nice. So the map is Cursed Hollow. We get a little bit extra value here out of taking creep talents. Let's see how the teams will develop firstly. My team has a Vala. Enemy team has Chun. Okay. Now I'm evaluating threat ratio. Okay. When I'm evaluating threat ratio, Chun is quite a threat. He's gonna be always in my face, but I may not exactly want to focus him. Are they serious? Is everyone taking Zagara? Oh, come on. Okay, looks like they're not taking Zaga. A lot of portrait switching though.
Victory!
Glory for the Forsaken.
Okay. They were unsure until the end. Very cool. Yeah, let's see. Illidan. Chun. Chun. Yeah, Chun is a bit of a threat. He can push me out of position and I don't have any escape. If he does a wandering keg on me and he pushes me towards the enemy team, I will be in trouble. So I have to be careful with my positioning. If I am within his Q range, his flying kick, he can kick on me or over me and then start rolling me away, making a kill on me. I have a weapon too. I'll pick this quickly. I have a weapon too, which is I can put people in a devouring maw. Illidan is another threat. Illidan can also jump on me. And a lot of the damage that Zagara does is attack damage, which can be dodged with evasion. Lily would be a decent healer against Illidan. Sylvanas is also a good one against Illidan because she can silence him. Rhaegar is not much of a threat for me. Falstad can be a threat, but we go pretty even in a team fight, I would say. Now my goal will be that when Illidan or Chun jumps in, I either devour the both of them, cutting down on the total heroic ability usage time for Illidan, and even the cake from Chun can disappear in, or I remove the other 2 or 3 that are behind it, making their dive seem like a foolish attempt and in fact a suicide mission. But before we get to that point, we're going to have a 1-1-3 to 1-2 situation where we divide ourselves on different lanes. And it would be nice if, besides just populating a lane with creep tumors and the immediate surroundings, is that I also start putting creep tumors on various different places that the tribute could be spawning at, to prepare our team to have more vision and have a better engagement in those areas. Finally, Jaina, of course, if she gets near me, she has a lot of burst damage. She can burst me quicker than I can burst her, but she has a small health pool. Note also that the enemy team only has 1 healer. In this meta game where 2 healers is certainly not an uncommon sight. And this means that any damage I can put on her can be difficult for the enemy team to out-heal in time. Now there's a question. Do I go top, middle or bottom lane? Obviously, I haven't been able to parse the information myself, but I have heard it said that on Cursed Hollow, the chance that the tribute appears in one of the bottom 3 locations is actually 60%, and the top one is 40%. I don't know if that's just simple superstition or actually grounded in reality, but it does mean that if it is true, I will have a bit better chance to put vision around the tribute if I put it somewhere at the bottom. So I will start putting some creep tumors down here. This is fraught with a slight bit of risk, this creep tumor, seeing as how the enemy could already be there, but probably I should be okay. I'm gonna choose the solo lane here because Zagara is pretty good solo laner. Note that the Hydralisk can get body blocked by minions, which gives some advantage, some extra advantage to taking Mutalisk on this map, where that kind of thing cannot happen. Alright, what talent am I going to pick? Am I going to take extra regeneration, or am I going to take something that does ammunition drain? I'm actually going to take regeneration. When I'm running away from people like Chun and Illidan, I would like to be less dead, which is always quite nice. So now I have a chance. Do I clear the wave as quickly as possible, or do I actually zone him away from getting XP? Note that this footman that is dying, he will almost be out of XP range. Actually, he was. At the same time, I should not get too carried away. I should also keep in mind that I'm spending a lot of mana. The tribute is going to appear anywhere from 2 minutes to 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And so I haven't really done a lot of damage on him. I've lost more mana personally. Don't get too carried away. And keep an eye on the map. I see 2 people missing there. Are they coming for me? Yes, they are. I see Jaina coming here. I wasn't warned of it, but it's as much my own responsibility as it is Actually, she roamed up because someone died at the bottom. It makes sense. And Jaina covered the middle instead. A good rotation. I'm taking Venom Spines here. And Venom Spines will allow me to stay out of range more of the enemy. I want to give a tip about Banelings, by the way. I'm going to start telling you guys a little bit about the mechanics as well of mixing in auto attacks or basic attacks in between casting spells. I can cast Banelings just as I have another auto attack and actually not get a new auto attack for it. Or I can first do an auto attack like this and then right away do Banelings. This allows me to maximize damage better. That's something to think about. So, since I cleared this wave really quickly, I can start going to the top. Illidan, when he came back, he actually soloed the Bruiser camp. This is very possible for him, which is why he did it. Gonna put some Roshins to zone. They might be giving up this... yeah, I think they're giving this one up. Just a bit of time by, and then they're gonna push the middle. In the meantime, we killed a fort, apparently. So now there's a chance that Jaina or Illidan is waiting for me here, but because I have so much creep in between, I'm not so much at risk. I can start thinking about my level 7 talent. Am I going to take battle momentum and cast more spells, or keep myself more alive with rapid incubation? I'd like to go for the rapid incubation talent. Oh, nice. I have extra movement speed, so it will be possible for me to chase her down and get that last hit with the extra attack range. Of course, mostly it was to the credit of my allies who saw an opportunity to hunt her down. A lot of creep spread now in this game, and this really helps. I'm going to put one here, which is kind of an unusual place, but will allow us to potentially get some vision in a place that the enemy may be trying to use to either ambush us or get away in. I'm doing the zoning one here, and I want to do a little bit of deep push here to get extra XP, knowing that if we are 2 versus 3 here, we're both out XPing them, as well as having an equal amount of people at least at the tribute. Note that Lily stayed, so we're actually able to just poke here and get XP in pretty much every lane, while the opponent is also getting XP in every lane. Oh. Oh. Alright, we are all giving up the middle lane XP now. And starting to heat up a little bit more here. Gonna take some extra mana so I can stay useful. Looks like Lily might perish here. Can we zone them out here from interrupting this again? It looks like we may be able to. I'm just gonna focus Rhaegar. He has no mana and not as much healing and so on as the others. We got the second tribute now. This is nice. Looks like I may need to stay near. It's not completely over yet, as there's some commitment from Sylvanas here. It is really a little bit risky, but looks like we're okay. We're getting more XP as Lily is in the lane. And now time to go back to the middle. Gonna take a little bit of extra mana, always useful to prepare for teamfights this way. Play some extra tumors for movement speed and vision, and the next tribute had to be at bottom since the first two were at top. That's how it works, the algorithm. And we are level 10. This means since they already lost 2, it's going to be difficult for them to contest it. They are still going to try though. Maybe if they get an early kill on us, they think they may be able to lessen the burden of the situation. I need extra mana. They're trying to get XP here from a tower or whatnot, so that they are also level 10. And now they will try to potentially contest this. This is a risky situation for us. Water Elemental. I need to run here. But you can't run from Illidan. 2 dead. But they are hurt, so we may be able to get some kills and equalize here. It's unfortunate that Lily was zoned out, which was a good job by the enemies. Made it so that we didn't have any healers. Made it difficult for Vala and Zagara, which is me. But they got this one, well done by them, grouping up here and getting some XP from the tower, giving them level 10. But it's not too much of a biggie. If we summarize what ultimates were used, Water Elemental, Metamorphosis and Ancestral Healing. But no Wandering Cake and Hinterland Blast yet. Alright, I think they're doing the boss now, because we don't see them anywhere. It's not sure though. Yeah, maybe we can do one. It's a little bit obvious as I'm leaving the lane, but if they truly are doing the boss, this is exactly the time both that we can and that we should be doing this. They did do the boss and they should be coming here. I think we'll be able to finish. It's a little risky because they're trying to buy time for it. Falstad may try to do some kind of shock and awe here. But we are in fact done. That was a really quick silence arrow. Ouch. He's trying to zone us away. But he will take critical damage here. That's a little risky for me to stay there. He could kill all of us, this monster. Careful, bro. I need to go get a drink. Uh-oh. I don't want to let him get this. Can I still stop him? No. Well, we lost 3, so did they. We both killed a fort because the bosses are doing that. No level 13 yet, so a little risky for me to engage Illidan. Just want to get that level 13 so I get the stronger hunter killers, or I could go for Mythalisk. I think actually Mythalisk may be good in this game. It chases people a little bit better because it has vision over terrain, so it will keep following squishies and doing damage on them, whereas the Hydralisk can get body blocked. Keep following Muta. The Muta will go over the wall if it still has timer. It just timed out. Too bad. Uh oh. Luckily dodged that shock and all. Vala died really quickly there. She was quite forward. Not enough heal yet. From... Uh oh. Yeah, the only thing I can do is just try to cast a spell, but couldn't even do that. It's an unfortunate position for us. A nice zoning with the cake. Everything would have been different if we got that Jaina. Just one more hit by me or someone. But now the game has been turned against us. We were called out of position a little bit here, too close to their gate. Now they got the curse.
My curse upon you.
Just showing you guys the talents. Draw your own conclusions. So they're starting to put pressure at every lane now. The top as well. That one is gonna kill our fort completely if none of us defends it. At this point we kind of need to split up. Actually the fort is dead already. We need to try and avoid a fight. They'll be trying to look for one. They might push in middle here. Or actually they'll be coming here. They know that we were gonna go defend it. So they came here. I know. I was the original warning. Alright, we're level down and we're a lot of forts down. Well, we're 1 fort down and 1 level. Nothing we can't come back from though. Especially if we get some kind of pick off, that would be nice. One devouring maw could turn the game here. We see Chun, so I think we're safe to get the vision here. What they'll be trying to do is look for a fight. There are no objectives on the map. And they're a talent ahead, so there's no reason to believe that they're gonna let us do something like move riskily. I think they're trying to trap us here. Yeah. Well, they wasted their water elemental. This is really good for us. But they're trying to make use of the fact that we're not 16 yet. We got that one. That's nice. Uh-oh. Can't run. Well, we got some good kills there, but we're unable to get enough. Lily died too soon for us to stay alive. They focused her well. I'm trying to save my Devouring Maw to not target 1 or 2 immediately, but to cast it after Metamorphosis has been cast. Once he chooses where to go Metamorphosis, I can time it perfectly that he goes in immediately, removing a lot of the initial burst damage. If you can just survive the very, very quick burst and the Wandering Keg displacement, I believe we can have a pretty good fight. Let's give up this curse and get the boss. Uh-oh, this is very risky. I mean, they're gonna try and catch us here now, and they got a boss pushing. I'm not sure we can really afford to defend. We can try to get a quick catch on them. And we got a quick kill. The key is gonna get pushed by the boss. And this is of course unfortunate. But we did get a kill, my team at least. That's pretty nice. I am at risk. I'm at risk. I'm trying to zone for the boss, but it's quite risky what I'm doing here by myself. Just don't want him to be doing this.
Who shall gather this?
Rhaegar's just checking for it. They're not exactly doing it. Just trying to provide some information here. I shouldn't go across the top, should stay with the team. Illidan's still dead, so I don't think they can get this boss. All they can try is to buy enough time for it. It's so unfortunate that Lily died so soon again. She was the most forward of anyone. A little bit of anti-synergy there for us. When I say a little bit, I mean a lot. And now Illidan is going to come in and clean up. I mean, we both saw a good opportunity there to use our ultimates, but it's very unfortunate that Vala and I both used it at the same time. I hate typing yours as much as yours as the next guy, but sometimes typing quick is an advantage. Diablo tries to save his ult for me to do my Devouring Maw first. And Vala should try to do the same actually. Nice. Okay, a level down. We're half a keep down. We have to defend this boss to mitigate damage. I was considering getting experience in another lane, as we do need to get 20 ASAP. The problem is, if I do that, we will take more siege damage. And everything matters at this point. I'm gonna try and split for XP now.
I so enjoy watching you.
Someone's got to be middle. Someone's got to be down here. And we need some siege camps. Still level down. I am not there yet. I hope no one perishes too quickly. Taking a lot of damage from the Mutalist, but again, somehow Lily is forward. More forward than anyone and dies quickly. Very unfortunate for us, and Inland's gonna come in again and clean up. I don't know how this keeps happening. He probably got pushed by the Wandering Cake. I may need to look back this VOD to see exactly what happened. I got a pretty nice Devouring Maw on 2 people. And Illidan wasn't here yet, so it was effectively 5 versus 2 for a little bit. The Wandering Cake nearly died. I was the one focusing it and someone else here. If everyone did, it would surely be dead. And then it would be minus a tank. I don't get why Lily was there. It could be that I didn't see what happened. But yeah, obviously something going wrong in the positioning here. Not too fond of the way that Vala's killed either. We have a healer, and Vampiric Assault generally doesn't add enough damage. We also don't have a heal ward. I have basically the pretty good teamfight Zagara build. I think I played it alright. Yeah, the enemy team played well. And the game results in a defeat. Unfortunate, but hope you got a little bit of extra idea what Zagara can do, what goes through my head when I'm playing Zagara, the power of vision, and also, of course, some good positioning by everyone. A good game anyway. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some ideas for your Zagara play. Keep rocking it with Zagara. She costs 7,000 gold in the shop, I think. $8.50. Probably 8.5 euros as well. I think there's a immediate direct conversion, no currency something because of VAT. Yeah, this was my Zagara guide, my Zagara one-stop guide. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments in the comment section on this YouTube video. I have more guides that I made before. Some of them are outdated because of a new patch, but you may still enjoy to watch them. So please give my channel a follow and subscribe. And see you guys with the next guide, which will be Rhaegar. Thanks for watching, guys. This was Grubby. See you on stream. Bye.